Hi, I'm Jules Ballard. For those of you who don't know me, I am a dog behaviourist and an animal wellness practitioner. I specialise in human trauma, anxiety, fear and phobias, and dog reactivity and anxiety. I use a variety of methods in my practice which include behavioural support, aromatherapy, botanic herbs and principles of Chinese medicine to support both guardians and dogs to achieve balance in their lives. Focusing on your well-being can help you to establish a deeper connection with your dog and achieve that emotional and physical balance. As you and your dog form a strong emotional bond, they will be affected by both your energy and mood, just as you will be affected by theirs. Stress, trauma, trapped emotion and energy blockages can lead to discomfort, inflammation and poor health within the body. So what can you do to clear those blockages, relieve your discomfort, deepen your connection with your family, friends and animals, and achieve balance in your life? This free webinar will outline how to formulate your own well-being plan and links to my 5-day challenge of presentations coming soon that will discuss pain, stress factors for you and your dog, emotional freedom technique for you and your dog, aromatic anchoring, and calming methods, such as ACE free work developed by Sarah Fisher. You could choose to join all the presentations or just pick and choose the ones that interest you. The important part of decision making and formulating any plan, whether that be well-being for you, a new hobby, a work project, or a life choice, is to keep an open mind. Some ideas may be familiar to you and others completely new. It is important to remember that the mind is like a parachute. It works best when it is open. The success to following any program is a robust process that guides you each step of the way. When I became a nurse in the 1980s, we were encouraged to use the problem-solving approach of assess, plan, implement and evaluate with every patient. This model, which was devised in 1967, is still in use today, and it is something that I continue to use with everything I do, whether that be devising a behavioural support plan for a canine client, an animal wellness plan, caring for a human, or deciding on my latest DIY project. So how do we apply this to your wellbeing program? Before you come up with a wellbeing plan, you need to assess what it is you need to address. Assessment involves critical thinking and data collection, asking yourself questions such as, what's on your mind right now? What's causing you worry, concern or stress? What's hurting or causing you pain, either physically or emotionally? And then ask yourself the same questions about your dog. What's concerning them? Do they have any anxieties? Do they have any sore spots? Have you noticed any changes in their movement, how they get up from their bed or how they sleep? Do you need to discuss these with your vet? Make some notes on where you are now and what you would like to change. Think about your mindset. Do you have any limiting beliefs or negative thought patterns? Unhelpful thinking patterns are traps that we may fall into when our fuel tanks are low and we experience automatic negative thoughts, such as catastrophizing, where everything is blown out of proportion and focusing on the worst case scenario, jumping to conclusions, making assumptions about what others are thinking or making predictions without the evidence, personalizing, blaming yourself or taking responsibility for something that wasn't your fault, all or nothing thinking, where things are done one way or another with no grey area at all, should, ought and must, and this is a particular favourite of mine, and I often advise clients to remove these words from their vocabulary. When you use these words, you're usually adopting the beliefs of others. I really should do that. I must take my dog for a walk. When really we all know this is not the case and there are several walk alternatives. Overgeneralizing, using one single event to make predictions about others. Using words like always and never, such as it always rains on me. Discounting the positive, making excuses for positive or good things that have happened. Do you have any negative thought patterns or limiting beliefs that could stop you moving forward with your plan? If so, make a list so you know which ones you need to address. The next thing is to assess your mindset. An important part of any well-being plan is about being in the best place emotionally ourselves. If you are worrying about your job, your health, your dog's health or behaviour, it can cause us to adopt a state of mind where we are focused on risk and looking for possible threats. This threat mindset causes a rush of adrenaline, which further adds to your stress. Changing your state of mind to a challenge mindset can make a massive difference and enable you to see the opportunities and make you feel strong and empowered. It helps you focus on what you can do rather than what you can't do. We are all geared towards having a negativity bias. And as the psychologist Rick Hanson says, the mind is like Velcro for negative thoughts and Teflon for positive ones. The challenge mindset involves choosing to give attention to positive experiences rather than negative ones. It is believed that you need 10 to 12 positive experiences a day to shift the balance away from a negativity bias. Also think about your posture. Your posture makes a big difference to both your comfort level and mood. You need a functional posture where you are balanced from your head through to your shoulders, hips and feet. If you brace yourself or pull your shoulders back or crick your neck, you will not only risk injury, but you will be much less effective in handling your dog. You can use techniques such as yoga, Pilates and the Alexander technique to improve your core strength and posture. Adopting open power poses like Wonder Woman or Superman can make you feel more powerful and act with confidence, whereas hunched closed poses can make you feel powerless. So practice these power poses for a few minutes before a walk and see how differently you feel. One study showed that when people adopted the poses shown in the top row of pictures, they felt more confident, and when they adopted those in the bottom row, they felt powerless. Who would have thought that something as simple as how we sit could affect how we feel? Completing this thorough assessment of where you are at the present moment will now enable you to set effective goals to improve your well-being. However, it may also arouse some unwelcome emotions for you, and if this is the case, please contact your GP or a qualified counsellor or trauma resolution practitioner if appropriate. So, goal setting, the first part of our plan. It is important to have clear goals for what you want to achieve, for both yourself and your dog. After all, if you don't know what you are aiming at, you're unlikely to hit the mark. Goals keep you focused and they can help you choose. There are many models that can be used for goal setting. The SMART model is commonly used in healthcare, business and private life and is simple to understand. Specific means knowing what you will do and how. Being specific about what you want to achieve also means you easily know when you have reached your goal. Measurable refers to having a precise way to measure that goal. Achievable is being able to visualize how you will get there, and realistic being able to see your results, and finally timely means having a time scale for achievement. Being clear about your goals also helps you to assess whether they are reasonable and realistic both for you and your dog. If you are trying to achieve a good work-life balance and have been working 6 days a week from 8 in the morning until 8 at night, it is not realistic to set yourself a goal of working 9 to 5, 5 days a week, as this will not be achievable with your current mindset. Part of your assessment stage could be asking yourself when you are most productive. Some of us are early birds and others are night owls. If you're an early bird, you could set yourself a SMART goal of, for the next week, I am going to leave work 1 hour earlier every other day, and spend that hour doing some self-care, walking your dog, doing some enrichment, or whatever else appeals to you. This is achievable and realistic, and you have set a time to implement this new strategy. It is also good to have a short-term goal and a long-term goal. So the above example could be a short-term goal, and your long-term goal could be to leave work 2 hours earlier and not work on Saturdays. To give a dog example, say your ultimate goal is to be able to take your reactive dog to the pub whilst you have a meal, but your dog prefers not to socialise. This is never going to be a realistic aim for your dog. A SMART goal could be, I would like to take my dog to the pub in 3 months' time on a quiet afternoon, midweek, and we will sit in a quiet corner of the garden. Or an even shorter term goal could be teaching your dog how to settle for 5 minutes on a mat. You can, of course, have more than one goal, but first you need to decide what you want to focus on first. I recommend that this is you. Like they say in the air safety brief, fit your own oxygen mask first, then help others to fit theirs. In other words, you can't help your dog until you have helped yourself first. This is not being selfish but practical. There are several other aspects involved in this planning stage. What resources do you have available to you? These could be physical, emotional, social, financial, psychological, or spiritual. Make a list. Decide how much time you have to dedicate on working towards your well-being. This could be 5 minutes or 15 minutes a day, or once or twice a week. It needs to be realistic for you so that it is achievable. The important thing is you make a plan and stick to it. Set your own boundaries. Decide on a time when you are unavailable. This could be not before 8 in the morning or after 9 o'clock at night. Let people know what your boundaries are and that this is your time and no one else's. Having the power to choose is vital for both ourselves and our dogs. Lack of choice and control has been shown in both human and animal studies to lead to depression and feelings of helplessness. Sometimes we can feel overwhelmed by the sheer volume of things we need to do on a daily basis, but choosing to spend time on yourself and your own well-being can empower you, enable you to see things in greater perspective. Taking care of yourself is vital and an absolute priority. Similarly, lack of choice and control in animals has been linked to abnormal repetitive behaviour, such as pacing, circling and tail chasing. Providing choices over which activities are completed, as well as choice over the order they are completed, has been shown to decrease inappropriate behaviour and increase appropriate behaviour. Decide who and what you are going to let into your energetic space. This is your decision. Surround yourself with people, animals and things that make you feel good. This could be something simple like a favourite photo or a thank you card. If you are setting aside time for yourself, let other people in the house know not to disturb you and turn your phone off. Decide what methods you are going to use. For you, this could be deciding on what you are going to do for self-care. This could be something physical, like going for a walk, dancing, or going to the gym, or something psychological, like breathing exercises, mindfulness, grounding techniques, aromatic anchoring, or emotional freedom technique for you and your dog. For your dog specifically, this could be free work, enrichment, T-touch, or working with a wellness support practitioner. A practitioner can complete a body scan to look for blockages in your meridians or chakras, and this doesn't have to involve needles like acupuncture, but could involve aromatherapy, botanic herbs, reflexology, acupressure, and crystals to clear blockages. If you're interested in learning more or working one-to-one with a practitioner who supports animal wellness, I offer individualised packages to support both you and your dog with essential oils, botanicals and other complementary methods. The package includes the consultations, the aromatics and botanicals individually selected for your dog. I also offer one-to-one consultations for behavioural modificational plans and support. By now, you should have an idea of what your goals are and what you want to work on first to achieve well-being for yourself and your dog. Write down your plan with the hows, wheres, whats and when. It helps to allocate specific times to focus on your well-being. Now, all that is left is for you to implement your plan. You can choose to evaluate your plan at the end of each week or month. Evaluating involves reflection, looking at whether you have met your goals, monitoring your progress, what went well, what didn't go as well, what was easy to achieve and what was hard to achieve. This gives you a chance to adjust your plan, removing something, adding something or revising it. It is also important to evaluate how you now feel. Do you feel an increased sense of well-being? Has it opened up any areas or thoughts in your life that you had not previously considered? Remember, if these thoughts are unwelcome, always seek professional help. Have you made new connections? Have you tried something new, started a new hobby, or achieved something that's been on your list for a long time? A few years ago, I taught myself to crochet. This had been on my list for about 20 years. These small achievements add to your sense of well-being and are incredibly therapeutic. To help you formulate your own plan, I will be offering free live Zoom sessions on a few selected subjects: pain, emotional freedom technique, free work for your dog, aromatic anchoring, and stress factors for dogs. These presentations are from over 100 lessons in my Wellness and Connection course that allow you to work on your well-being and that of your dogs at your own pace. Check out the course on my New Zenler website. I also offer one-to-one consultations for behavioural and animal wellness. Contact me by email on jules@contentedcanines.com or via my websites. Thanks for listening today. I hope you enjoy your own journey towards achieving a sense of wellness, calm and connection. Bye now.